First thing you're going to notice about the HTC One X is that it has a beautiful 4.7-inch display with 1280 by 720p resolution, powered by an SLCD display. Viewing angle is just amazing on this display. The One X is powered by NVIDIA's new Tegra 3 chipset featuring 4+ cores. The 4th core is really used for anything that is at low level, such as email. There's also a 5th processor in here implemented by HTC to help with the camera, processing pictures, videos, and whatnot. So it's a dedicated processor for the camera. And speaking of the camera, it's 8 megapixel, shooting at 4 frames per second or 99 frames in 30 seconds. The flash is really special because it knows to output just the right amount of light when you need it. The device itself is only 8.9 inch thin. On top is a 3.5mm jack, a mic right here, micro SIM card slot. On the bottom is another mic, speakers for Beats audio. These 5 connectors here are for accessories. On the front are 3 capacitive buttons: back, home, and recent apps that are open. Give you an idea of how bright the flash is. Let's see here. This is 1. And that's it. So the device weighs about 170 grams with a built-in internal battery. It is not removable. The material made by HTC really saw as one of my biggest complaints in previous devices is basically the weight. It keeps it down really, really light because it's made with polycarbonate. It feels really good in your hand. I love the fact that these ridges, let me focus in here so you guys can see the ridges on both sides. No, you can see it. But when you hold the One X in your hand, you'll see that it locks into the grooves of your finger, so it doesn't go anywhere. And it feels extremely nice in your hand. It doesn't even feel like it's a 4.7-inch display handset. The display isn't curved, but the design of the chassis is curved, so it gives you the illusion that the display is curved. It's basically flat, but HTC added a small piece of material on the edge to connect the display to the chassis, so it feels like it's one piece. In terms of battery life on the One X, I was able to get on a conservative to moderately used device throughout the day. I got about 12 hours and 40 minutes. I was able to get about 8 hours of standby with a full charge overnight, and then by the time I woke up, I did use some in terms of like checking emails and whatnot throughout the night. I still had 85% battery life left, and then after that I didn't charge it up. Was still able to get around 6.5 hours of usage throughout the day. So that's pretty amazing in terms of battery life. One thing I want to mention before I forget is the camera. It has an f2.0, so it takes in a whole bunch of light at one time. So in theory, you're supposed to take good pictures in low light settings, and it's extremely fast lens. I, however, have seen that low light pictures taken with any camera other than the new 5D Mark III, you're going to have a lot of noise. But the One X does a pretty good job. and wait until you see my demo of how quickly you can take pictures with the One X. You're going to be blown away. In terms of memory, it has 32 gig of user storage. However, I've heard that on the HTC One X that's coming to AT&T, there's only 16 gigs, so you might want to think about that. On the other hand, the AT&T version does have LTE, and this international version does not. So that is just a very quick walkthrough overview of the HTC One X. Next, I'm going to talk about Sense 4.0. Oh, speaking of Sense 4.0, this device is powered by Android Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0.3. So just want to make sure I plug that in. Thanks a lot for watching this section of the HTC One X.